Trying to build a company and have it succeed is like eating glass and staring into the abyss.
That's how you build self-respect. That's how you build self-confidence and self-love, by doing difficult things and being proud of your effort.
You're going to get out of your life what you'll accept.
Rise and shine, it's espresso time.
I wake up every morning.
Espresso keep me going.
I wake up every morning.
Grab your coffee and sip on today's message from Elon Musk. Also, if you want to learn how to have more confidence, check out my 254 series. It's free. The link is in the description below.
There are just times when something is important enough, you believe in it enough, that you do it in spite of the fear. There's a friend of mine who's got a great saying about creating a company, which is trying to build a company and have it succeed is like eating glass and staring into the abyss. So, I mean, what tends to happen is it's sort of quite exciting for the first several months of starting a company.
Yeah.
And then reality sets in, things don't go as well as planned, customers aren't signing up, the technology or the product isn't working as well as you thought. And then that can sometimes be compounded by a recession, and it can be very, very painful for several years. So I think, frankly, starting a company, I would advise people to have a high pain tolerance.
If you want to be a successful entrepreneur, you're going to have to deal with a lot of pain. There will be a moment when you feel like things just can't get any worse. You're at the bottom, and then pow, life hits you in the face, and that moment will define you. Either you're gonna quit and give up, go back to having a job, or you're gonna learn to rise above and start having success as an entrepreneur. The strategy that I like to use is, it's the best. You take whatever negative situation you're in, whatever that thing that feels overwhelming, all-consuming, impossible to deal with, and you tell yourself, this is the best. This thing's happening to me right now is the best. This is my chance to show myself and the world what I'm made of. It's the best. And in actuality, it is the best, because we very rarely get chances to show ourselves what we're made of. We very rarely actually put ourselves into these situations where we get hit in the face. I broke my neck, right? I broke my neck in Colorado. We normally wouldn't put ourselves in these kinds of situations where you break your neck and you have to put staples in your head and you have a concussion. Like, we don't do that to ourselves. But when it happens, it's the best. This is the best. I love this. I'm thinking of doing a tour in 2020 around the new book launch, East Coast in Texas, maybe Northern Mexico. It's not gonna be as good. Like, pushing through, not even just the people who are DMing me and saying, hey Evan, this is so inspiring, I can't believe you're still going. I was complaining about being tired this morning and I saw you making videos with your broken neck and realized I have no excuse. Like, all of that is amazing, but it's for myself. It's to show myself what I'm made of. This is the best. Like, I really think that looking back in 10 years, like from 10 years from now, looking back on what's happening right now, in the pushing through, in the still making videos, in the finishing my tour, in the not quitting and going home, even though everybody would understand, like, this is actually the best. I think that even though I'm telling myself it's the best, this is actually an understatement compared to how much it will be the best. Because in 10 years, they're gonna look back and say, holy cow, that was crazy. I can't believe we did that. That was nuts. That's how you build self-respect. That's how you build self-confidence and self-love, by doing difficult things and being proud of your effort. Now, I haven't been 100%. I had to cancel my event in Denver because I was in the hospital. My next event was Kansas City and I had to refund everybody the money, but I still showed up and said, hey, I'll do this for an hour. And I actually went for an hour and a half, but it wasn't the full 3 hours, and so I didn't charge them for it. It wasn't my best performance compared to if I didn't have a broken neck, right? But it's actually the best. And so when you can flip your thinking, what it does is it puts you in a state of resourcefulness. When you get hit with an adversity and it's hard, right? You get hit with something, this sucks, right? When you get hit with that and you're overwhelmed by it and say, this sucks, I can't believe this is happening to me. Why me? Which is most of America, right? What most people will say. You've lost, you've just lost. And it's compounded by everybody saying, no, it's okay, don't worry, you should quit, you should give up, stop, don't worry about it. everybody understands, you feel worse. But if you can rise up and say, this is the best, it puts you in a state of resourcefulness. It makes you feel like you can do it. When everybody's telling you to stop and you keep going because of this adversity that's hit you, that's the best. That's actually the best. And so it's about being proud of yourself, right? Now, I couldn't do the event in Denver. I couldn't do the full event in Kansas City. Did I complete my objective? No, right? Did I follow through 100%? No. But I'm proud of myself. In all of this, I want you to be proud of yourself. Are you proud of yourself? If every night you went to sleep, put your head on a pillow and said, I'm proud of myself today. Like the work I did, I'm proud. I may not have gotten the result. It may not have been perfect. I may have still let somebody down. I may still have lost money, but I'm proud of myself for what I did, your effort. And so it might seem a little weird, Duck. Maybe you'll have to watch the video a couple times or hear it repeated in a few other videos, but try it as an experiment. The next time you're faced with something overwhelming, impossible, negative, I can't believe this, why me, why is this happening? Next time you find yourself thinking those things, try to flip the script. Try to catch it and say, this is the best. If I could do it with my broken neck, you could do it with whatever you're going through. Now, I've got a really special bonus clip that I think you're gonna enjoy. But before that, question of the day, I wanna know right now, what's happening in your life that you need to say, it's the best to? Put in the comments below.
There's a Malcolm X quote that you really like.
Yeah.
Tell me what it is and why it's so powerful.
That which you do not hate, you will eventually tolerate. And I think that identifies most people's lives. In other words, average becomes sort of like this slow asphyxiation. It's almost like an anesthetic. And that over time we become kind of immune and dulled to the average that we're becoming. I know this is true, at least for me. You probably experienced it yourself too. And so over time, we sort of minimize where we're at. In other words, I'm a little pudgy instead of being, no, you're a fat ass, right? You don't magnify the degree to which the pain ought to be affecting you. And so really what he means in that is, listen, you're gonna get out of your life what you'll accept. That's really difficult for people, I think, to understand is, look, what you think you're worth and what you're gonna tolerate is absolutely what you're gonna bring into your life and what the outward part of your life's gonna look like. And so I live by that. Like I let myself sort of feel the pain and the difficulty of being not where I wanna be in whatever that area is, whether it's my spirituality, my relationships, my money. I let myself feel that pain because as you know, there's two motivators, right? There's the gaining of pleasure, right? Wanting to go get something, chasing the dream, but then there's the avoidance of pain. And for a lot of champions, that's a pretty big driving force for them. And so at least for me, I leverage both of those things on me to get myself to take action.
Your talent and intelligence are not fixed, they're malleable. So you suck at skateboarding because you're afraid of pain. So the only thing you need to know right now, the point is not to avoid the pain, and you need to stop asking yourself, what's the least you can do to get good? And you need to start asking yourself, what's the most you can bear to become great? Once you understand that the whole point is to let the suffering and the pain harden you into becoming the version of yourself that you need to become in order to execute at the highest level to be world class at anything, and stop avoiding it, stop being afraid of it, and start understanding for what it really is, which is the thing that shapes you. So my entire youth, I feared pain. I moved away from pain. If something was emotionally or physically difficult, I avoided it. And I remember being in the gym one day and going, will you stop asking, like, what's the least you need to do to consider it a full week workout? Because it was like, could I stop now? Could I stop now? Could I stop now? And I was like, do you want the muscles, or do you want to like put on a show that you showed up? Like you showed up, right? Like, because the muscles demand what the muscles demand. Like you have to break them down, you have to push, you have to do more. Like, so it is purely a question of how much you're willing to bear, because there's never going to be enough. You could have always done more.
If you want to know how Elon Musk stays so driven, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.
Your probability of dying on Mars is much higher than Earth. It's going to be hard. There's a good chance of death, going in a little can through deep space.